Hi guys, I'm Angie with John L. Scott.
I'm Harold Jones with John L. Scott Leavenworth.
What do we got for today?
We are going to talk a little bit about niche marketing, and we'll just top it with a few hot numbers from each of the areas.
We were just talking about niche and if it's niche or niche. Sure to comment below of which one you think it is on his video. We're debating here.
Yes, we don't know which way to go on it, so we'll let you guys settle that for us. Basically, the whole thought was that really all of our areas have their own little niche, right?
Yep.
Leavenworth, you have it's very large on tourism. You have summer homes, you have vacation homes, and the actual bigger item for that area is that they have the short-term rentals, which is income-based. So you have that niche there. Cashmere, you been to Cashmere?
I have. My son went to school there. I kind of get that hometown feeling there.
Yeah.
Like a small community base. So I kind of figure that's the niche market for that. If you want that hometown feeling.
Yes, and the majority of people that live there, their homes are primary. They live there full time. You don't have the activity of a Leavenworth or a Chelan, which is kind of the same thing with the lake.
Yeah.
With all the activity around the lake, on the lake, and it has a small town.
Yeah.
And all the attractions. What do you go for?
The food. They don't have fast food, but I go to Chelan for the different type of dining and food. I mean, and their Walmart's pretty quiet.
And so then we have basically the Wenatchee, East Wenatchee in the lower valley. You might not think of this area as being niche, but there's actually quite a bit of difference from the east side of the river and the west side of the river.
Yeah?
Yeah. West side of the river, you get to watch the sun rise. East side of the river, you get to watch the sunset over the Cascades.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
It is a little less expensive to live in Douglas County. That's also a draw factor. Obviously, it depends on where you live. I guess the point I'm going for is even our neighborhoods have a certain niche.
Yeah.
Is that how you picked your house?
No, I picked it for price point and that I liked my house and it checked all the boxes.
Okay, it had nothing
It had nothing to do with location.
With location.
Nope.
Well,
it checked all the boxes.
The vast majority of people want the location included the house. So, anything else about niches?
No.
So, price for you was more important than the location of the home.
Not so much, well, price, but it had to check a lot of boxes. You know, when you go to buy a house, you have boxes you want checked off. So, yeah, the location, I mean, we looked all over, and they said being new from this area, not to the Wenatchee Valley area. So I wasn't too sure what locations there were, what are the decent areas, the stuff you'd want to look at or know when you're buying a home. But yeah, for me, it was as long as the house checked the boxes that I needed and was within my price range. I guess location wasn't 100% a deal breaker for me.
Okay.
I want to be Wenatchee or East Wenatchee. I didn't want to go outside. In hindsight now, looking at Cashmere, I thought it was going to be a far drive, and it's not even a 10-15 minute drive. that's not a little bad town because you're still small little town, and when you need large town feeling, it's a 15-minute drive, and you got your stores and your busy lifestyle if you need it.
As busy as it gets here.
As it gets here.
So it checked enough of the boxes for you to buy the house.
Yep.
My recommendation, and I'll just go off here a little bit off track. My recommendation usually to buyers is sit down, write out the 10 things that you would like to have in a home, then narrow that 10 things down to the 5 things that you really desire, and then on top of that, pull the 3 must-have items that must be in the home, any of the homes that you look at. What were the must-have items for you?
Enough space for our vehicles and our toys. Size wasn't personally I would have gone for a smaller size, but I said we got what we got. And, but it had to have enough parking for our vehicles or toys, for our family. I kind of wanted an open feeling where we like to entertain, so I wanted something that we had people over, you weren't in different areas. In a garage, a big enough garage shop area.
So you purchased a home that has a fair-sized lot.
Oh yeah.
With those items, which were.
I would more. No HOAs. That was the deal breaker. We would not do anything with an HOA.
Okay.
It was hard to find. There's a lot of places here with HOA.
But see, that's actually the way to do it. Mm-hmm. Sit down, write down the things that's acceptable to you, write down the things that must be in the home or the home must have, and then you start your search from that point. Because if you go out and just start looking at everything, it can get very confusing really quick, and you will, take my word for it, you will forget about your priorities when you get out there and just start shopping everything.
Yeah, I can see that. We happened to buy right before the craze happened, right before almost. And so it seemed like we kept looking at houses, and in your heart it was set on one, and then we ended up getting the one after all. Yeah, I think after a while, buyers tend to just either give up or just settle instead of so yeah, I'd agree. Get your basic boxes first, and if you get some of the other ones, even better.
That's even a bigger plus.
Yeah.
But buying a home's a large investment. If at all possible, get as many of the boxes checked as you can. And if you have a little patience, usually you can get the majority of them.
So I have a question for you. If you had to pick, you've been here for
20 years.
Where would you see yourself if you can move in this area? Where would you move to?
I would move to Kashmir.
Yeah. See?
I was born in a small town, and I really like that feeling. Without the hustle and bustle, and everything slowed down a bit, and it's just like you said, you're 10 minutes to Wenatchee.
Yeah.
You're 15 minutes to Leavenworth, and Chelan, when you need to go for some good food and some wine, which you can go to all of those places. Any place in the valley works too. But it's like a mini trip, and you're only an hour away. So that's what makes the Wenatchee area. And if you pick anywhere basically between Leavenworth and the valley and Chelan, there's little pockets that give you that little quiet country kind of feeling. Or you could just move right down into the valley and do the bigger city life. It's not the big city, but it has all of the things that you need here.
And the one plus, said I moved here from Moses Lake area, is I didn't think about it too much. I'm like, this is when you say Central Washington, you are in the center. I mean, you can go to Seattle one direction, Spokane, and you're about same distance.
Yeah,
You
a
can
couple
go to
hours either way.
Yakima, Chalet, so you're kind of right in the middle. So and what else do you have? Hiking, you have water,
Boating, fishing, hunting, skiing, water and snow.
trail. Yeah,
I mean, it's all here. I run and we have the parks, we have all the trails, and then I go up and do Saddle Rock. I mean, there's plenty to do. There would be no reason to get bored here.
So it's settled. Everybody just needs to move to Central Washington. Right?
Yeah, sure, why not? So anyway, I'm not going to let you surprise me with any questions, so we will end it. And
Yes. Yeah. So if you decide you want to move to Central Washington, come see us at John L. Scott. Call Harold or anybody here. We'll love to serve you guys. But that's it from me. How about for you?
yeah, that wraps up a very nice week with the sun out and the warm temperatures, and we'll see you again soon.
All right. Bye, you guys.